This is Android Basics, in which we bring you up to date on the things that you should know to use your Android phone.
We now move on to our Android Basics segment, and this week we're talking about the device care found in your Samsung One UI. As always, John is up there. John brings us that preamble talking about what we observe in the device care. John?
Hello, and welcome back to our Samsung One UI series, the never-ending series. Today we'll be covering device care, more specifically.
Device care. Storage, memory app protection.
Going in here.
Device care. Navigate up. Button.
And the first thing I'm going to show you in here, near the top right of the page, is Care Report.
Care report. Button.
Going in here.
Care report. Navigate up. Button.
I'm just going to go through this quickly to show you the type of information you can gather from this page.
Optimization. Heading. Last auto memory cleaning. 6 HRS ago. Newly added. March 19, 2024, 3:16 a.m. Last auto restart. Off. Restart when needed off. Apps put in deep sleep. Heading. Issues in last 30 days. 31 issues. 31 apps put in deep sleep. Unused apps. 31 apps put in deep sleep. Plus 28. App issues. None. Excessive alerts. None.
And that's all that's on this page. Obviously, if you want more information about any of these, you can just tap on that and go into it. But I'm going to back out.
Device care. Care report. Button.
And to the right of Care Report, we have more options.
More options. Button. Pop-up window. Settings.
And then we have Settings, and I think there's basically one setting in here.
Device care settings. Navigate up. Button. Show device care on app screen. Off switch.
And that's the setting. You can choose to have this in your app drawer so you can open it as an app and not have to go through settings to get to this page. Backing out.
Device care. More options. Button.
Below this we have,
Good.
and I'm assuming that's my device status is good.
Optimize now to free up more memory.
They give you the option to clear your memory.
Optimize now. Button.
I won't do that.
Battery. Fully charged. 100% available.
And now we have the battery section, and all of the settings in here are identical to the battery settings that we've already covered in this series. So I'm not going to go in here and show you everything. However, I am going to show you one thing that has changed since I recorded that walkthrough a few months back. I don't know if it's because I'm using a different phone or because I'm on One UI 6.1 now instead of 6.0, but I'm going to show you what's changed. It's just one thing. I'm going to go in here.
Battery. Navigate up. Button. Battery protection. Adaptive.
Now this is a settings section we can go into now, whereas before it was just a switch that basically let you set your battery to never charge higher than 85%. But now instead of just having a switch, we can go in here and we have more granular control of what happens.
Battery protection. Navigate up. Button.
And at the top is the switch, and I have it turned on.
Battery protection. On. Switch.
And below this we have,
Keeping your battery at a full 100% charge for a long time can reduce its lifespan. Choose an option below to protect your battery and make it last longer.
and here are your options.
Not selected. Radio button. Basic. When your battery is charged to 100%, charging will stop until the battery level drops down to 95%, and then charging will start again. Selected. Radio button. Adaptive. Use maximum while you're asleep and switch to basic before you wake up. Sleep time is estimated based on your phone usage patterns. Not selected. Radio button. Maximum. Your battery will stop charging when it reaches 80%.
So you have maximum, which never lets the phone charge higher than 80%. I don't know why they've changed it from 85, but now it's 80. And then there's basic, which just stops your phone charging at 100%. Instead of keeping it at 100%, it lets it fall to 95%. And if it gets down to 95% while it's still plugged in or sitting on the wireless charger, it will start charging again. And then there's kind of an in between the two, which is what I have set, which will charge it to 80% when you first put it on the charger. And then it'll stop charging at 80%. And then depending on what it thinks your schedule is and what time it thinks you're going to take the phone off the charger, it will start charging the phone in time to have it at 100% when you wake up, or close to 100%. It doesn't always get there because it's guessing what time you're going to wake up, but usually when I take it off the charger, it's between 95 and 100, but it hasn't been sitting at 100 all night. It's only just gotten there. So it's nice that they allow this type of granular control over battery protection. So you can have it protected, but still get a little more charge out of it if you want. Backing out.
Battery. Battery protection. Adaptive.
Backing out again.
Device care. Battery. Fully charged. 100% available.
Below battery, we have
Storage. 848.1 GB available. 175.9 GB used in 1 TB.
Let's see what's in here.
Settings. Manage storage. Navigate up. Button. Page 1 of 1. Internal storage 17% used. 175.9 GB of 1.0 TB used.
I'm assuming the reason this says page 1 of 1, and I'm not sure, but maybe if you have an SD card or a USB drive connected, there will be a page 2 that you could look at. And then if you continue to swipe, you'll get more specifics.
Audio files. 46.25 GB. Compressed files. 25.75 GB. Videos. 25.54 GB. Installation files. 1.43 GB. Show more. Button.
And then you can expand this and it will show you all the other types of files that you have and how much space they're taking up. Below this,
Page 1 of 6. Get 3.55 GB of space by deleting old audio files from the Alive folder.
so that's a suggestion of how to clear up some space, and below that are 2 options.
Not now. Button. Review old files. Button.
And if you want to see the other suggestions, if you swipe right,
Page 1 of 6. Button.
you'll have your pages here. You can select the page and double tap on it, or you can just swipe on the suggestion with 2 fingers to the left to change the page. And below these page indicators, we have
Trash. 402 megabytes. Files sitting in the trash in various apps.
a way to go and empty trash.
Unused apps. 4.75 GB. Apps you haven't used in the past 30 days.
Pretty self-explanatory. Apps they think you might want to delete because they haven't been used.
Duplicate files. 4.69 GB. Files you have multiple copies of.
And this is pretty cool. I went in here and looked earlier and noticed I had some audiobooks that were still in my downloads folder that I had copied to my audiobooks folder and had not deleted from the downloads folder. So if you're in a similar situation, it will recognize that you have multiple files in different locations and recommend that you delete some of them. Below this,
Large files. 103 GB. Files bigger than 25 megabytes.
And of course, the quickest way to free up space is to delete the largest files. So this will show you what your largest files are on the device. And that's all that's in this storage area. Backing out.
Device care. Storage.
Next we have
Memory. 4.6 GB available. 6.2 GB used and 12 GB.
going in here.
Memory. Navigate up. Button. 4.6 GB available. 6.2 GB / 12 GB used. Reserved 1.2 GB. Free up memory by stopping background apps. Clean now plus 2.7 GB. Button.
So if you want to clear your memory, you can do that here.
Check. Amazon shopping, 523 megabytes. Checkbox.
This is a list of what apps are taking up how much memory at the moment. Below this list
View more. Expand. Button.
is the view more to expand the list. But continuing on,
Memory resident apps.
memory resident apps. I think this is always running apps. Let's see.
Memory resident apps. Navigate up. Button. Memory resident apps run in the background all the time. Sometimes this is necessary for an app to work correctly. However, too many memory resident apps can slow down your phone. If you aren't using any of the apps below, putting them in deep sleep may improve your phone's performance.
So putting something in deep sleep, you can still use the app, but you just won't get any notifications and it won't run in the background. It only works when it's open, but it'll show you view swipe. It'll show you what these apps are and how much memory they are always taking up.
Check. 268 megabytes. Checkbox.
And there's a little bit of an accessibility issue here. As you noticed, it did not tell me what the name of the app was. It just told me how much memory it was taking up. So if you want to know that information, you'll have to use the describe image feature to have TalkBack read the text under the cursor. I'm just going to do the gesture I have that assigns to.
Detected text reading mode. 268 megabytes.
So that's how you can know what the name of the app is. And then you can select which ones you want to keep from being in this list. But I'm going to choose to allow all these to continue because I want them to run in the background. Backing out.
Memory. Memory resident apps.
Next we have,
Excluded apps. Button.
and this excluded apps, when you go in here and add apps to this list, you are adding apps that you want to be excluded from the clearing of the memory. So any app you want to always kind of stay open, not be open, but keep its data in the memory so that when you go back to it, it's not starting the app over again. You can add those apps to this list here. And then the last item on this memory page is
RAM plus 8 gigabytes. Button. RAM plus. Navigate up. Button.
and there's a switch to turn it on.
RAM plus. On. Switch.
And this is the description of it.
RAM plus uses your phone's storage space to provide virtual memory. Choose more virtual memory to allow more apps to stay open in the background. Choose less virtual memory to keep more storage space free.
So you can use part of your storage as backup memory. Obviously, it's not going to be as fast as the memory, but it will allow you to keep more apps open in the background if you've noticed that a lot of apps are closing or resetting when you go back to them. And the options here are
Not selected. 2 gigabytes. Not selected. 4 gigabytes. Not selected. 6 gigabytes. Selected. 8 gigabytes. Radio button.
and 8 gigabytes is the most it lets you select, so I've selected that because I had 8 gigabytes to spare. Backing out of this,
Memory. RAM plus 8 gigabytes. button.
And backing out again.
Device care. Memory.
And below memory, we have...
App protection. Off.
This is sort of like an antivirus, anti-malware thing. I'll go in here.
App protection. Navigate up. Button. Turn on app protection to stay safe from malware and other suspicious activity. By continuing, you agree to the McAfee End User License Agreements and McAfee Privacy Policy.
So I don't want to use this, so I have it turned off.
Turn on. Button.
But you would hit that button if you wanted to turn it on.
Tip. Protect your other devices with a special offer from McAfee for Samsung mobile users.
And then below this is basically an advertisement for McAfee for your PC. Backing out.
Device care. App protection. Off.
Below this we have,
Performance. Heading.
and under performance,
Performance profile. Light.
I have this set to light. I'm going to go in here.
Performance profile. Navigate up. Button. Not selected. Radio button. Standard. Provides the recommended balance between processing speed, battery life, and cooling efficiency.
So standard is the default, and it lets your processor run how Samsung wants your processor to run.
Selected. Radio button. Light. Prioritizes battery life and cooling efficiency over processing speed.
And I have it set to light so it never pushes my processor to the max. That way I get a little better battery life. I haven't noticed any difference in responsiveness with TalkBack, so I just keep it set to light. Backing out of here.
Device care. Performance profile. Light.
Next we have,
Auto optimization. Auto optimization. Navigate up. Button.
this is what's in here.
Device care automatically performs optimizations to keep your phone running smoothly. This includes closing background apps and cleaning memory. Last auto memory cleaning. 6 HRS ago. Issues can occur if your phone is left on for a long time without restarting. Set up auto restart to keep your phone running in the best condition. Last auto restart. Off.
And then you can turn on auto restart if you want to. I think it'll do it in the middle of the night, and I don't like that because TalkBack will just start talking while I'm trying to sleep. So I have this turned off, but if you want it to automatically restart every once in a while, you can have it do that.
Device care. Auto optimization.
Below this we have,
Additional care. Heading. Software update. Last checked on March 2nd, 2024.
now you can go in here to check for updates. You can also get to it from the main settings page, but there's also a link in here. Next item.
Diagnostics. Last checked March 18th, 2024.
Now this will open the diagnostics app. I'll just show you it real quick.
Samsung members. In progress. Progress bar. Diagnostics. Navigate up. Button. Phone diagnostics. Check if your phone's functions are working properly. App battery usage diagnostics. Check for apps that quickly use up battery. App safety diagnostics. Check for apps that can reduce your phone's performance and security.
So those are the 3 options you have. I won't go into any of them, but I think they're pretty self-explanatory, and feel free to explore, especially if you think a certain sensor or feature on your phone isn't working correctly, like NFC. You can go in here and test specific functions of your device, and it'll tell you whether it's working as it should be or not. Backing out.
Device care. Diagnostics. Last checked March 18th, 2024. Maintenance mode. Protect your privacy while your phone is being repaired.
Going in here.
Maintenance mode. Navigate up. Button.
This is what it says.
Maintenance mode protects your privacy while someone else is using your phone, such as when you're sending it for repairs. How maintenance mode keeps you safe. Bullet. Only pre-installed apps are available. Personal data, including pictures, messages, and accounts, can't be accessed, and downloaded apps are hidden. Bullet. You'll need to unlock your phone to turn off maintenance mode. What happens when you turn off maintenance mode? Bullet. Everything will go back to the way it was when maintenance mode was first turned on. Bullet. Nothing will be saved that happens while maintenance mode is on, such as downloaded data, app installations, or settings changes. Backing up your data is recommended just in case data is lost while your phone is being repaired.
So if you're ever sending your phone away or taking it to a repair shop to have the screen replaced, battery replaced, anything like that, or you're sending it into Samsung, you're going to want to put it in maintenance mode so they can get into the phone if they need to, but they won't be able to get to your personal stuff or change anything you have set. However, as you just heard, they're recommending you back up your files, and here are the two options you have.
Temporary cloud backup. Backup unlimited data to Samsung Cloud for up to 30 days, or restore data you've backed up.
So this will let you back up your whole entire phone. Even if you have a 1 terabyte phone that's completely full, Samsung will let you back that up to the cloud for free if you want to. Of course, it only lasts 30 days, so you're going to need to have your phone back within 30 days to restore from that backup. But you also have the setting
External storage backup. Backup data to a USB storage device. Restore later on this device or another device using Smart Switch.
So, if you have one, you may as well use both backup methods. That way you can restore from either one.
Turn on button.
And this is where you would turn on maintenance mode. And this brings us to the end of the device care settings. So I will now send it back to the crew.
Thank you so much, John, for that. Guys, do you have any comments about the device care? I know you guys both like Samsung caring. It's kind of like a balanced thing here. Actually, we have more Samsung users on the podcast crew team. You know, really interesting. All three of you are, heavy Samsung lovers and all of that. What do you guys have to say about this segment?
By the way, it's not a matter of loving Samsung. It's a matter of having Samsung devices everywhere, because I was trying badly to find a OnePlus 12R, and whenever I ask a shop owner about it,
They
like,
say, we don't have it.
what are you talking about? Like,
We don't have it. What is that?
but
right?
maybe they will respond OnePlus 12R, okay, equals 13R or something like that. But no, it's something. So for this reason, actually, I think this is a real testimony of how much Samsung is able to expand to territories, to countries around the world. So whenever you go, you ask about the Samsung device, and you will find it usually, and you will find an official seller. So yeah, I think Samsung had done a good job in this. And going back to this section of One UI, I personally don't have a lot of things to say, because I usually don't get there so much. Like, it's good to see the storage and RAM stuff, but I'm not like a regular visitor unless I want to check something, or to make sure that something is not really eating a lot of RAM or something.
Looking at my Samsung device, I was looking at the report and all of that. It's a nice feature. One can say whatever they want to say about Samsung, but there are lots of things that Samsung has done right. And talking about what Samsung has done right, I'm kind of excited getting the 6.1. Sally, I think you got it on yours as well, on your S23. I also got it on my
Yeah, it's
S23
all
Plus.
together.
And yeah, and so
Yeah.
I think mine came in like maybe 2.9 gigs or whatever that thing was. And the good news here for me, though, is that if you listen to one of my Samsung panels tip that's coming toward the end of this episode, I was using my Samsung device, and it was on 6.0, and it was after that recording that I got the 6.1, and I'm happy to report that now one can natively cast to a Chromecast device. Samsung brought that finally in the 6.1. I know it was there like in the beta, and then they took it away when they brought the final 6.0, and now it's there. And so in my app of the week, I was able to take advantage of that and using that with the Reflector 4. So kudos to Samsung for doing the right thing, because that's kind of been very busy to me. Excuse my Espanol, but I really didn't like that whole idea. You got to use ADB, blah, 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 and all of that. So finally, things are working right. Just go into that casting, smart view, and then tap on the more options there, and tap on settings, tap on labs, and then in there you can enable Google Chromecast. I like that feature.
That's awesome. I didn't even realize they had added that. I'm glad they did, because I'm sure listeners know I had done a tip of the week on how to enable this, and it was kind of a weird process you had to go through. And then even after a few months, it stopped working. Like you couldn't access it anymore. So I'm glad Samsung's added this natively.
I am very happy about it, because now I can just pass through my Samsung to Reflector 4 or whatever app that I'm using in recording, and I don't have to jump through hoops to do that. So thanks to Samsung for knowing that this is how it ought to be. Come on, man. I don't know who was drinking that didn't implement this in the first place. And all that they wanted was to make sure you're doing it to Samsung devices and stuff like that. But I'm glad we finally have it.
So now you're going to start doing all your demos on your better phone. Samsung.
The much better phone, yeah. Absolutely. Well, I like the Samsung devices, though. Let's not misconstrue that. It's one of those things that once you get used to something, it's kind of hard to go back to the other ones. So the Pixel, remember, John, years ago, I was a very staunch Samsung guy. I'm talking about 2013, 2014, even up to 2015. You couldn't talk me out of Samsung. It just was my phone, and I still love them, but I think maybe the Pixel, though, is the access to the early stuff that's kind of kept me in the Pixel land and all of that stuff, or else I'll be there partying with you. I'm still partying with you.
Yeah.